everyone. Welcome to Ask the Psychic with me, Bonnie Page. And today we're going to do a segment called A Glimpse into Heaven. And I got this idea this week for this week's A Glimpse into Heaven because this was an actual reading that I had this week where it was over Zoom and it was with a wonderful lady in Hawaii, and we connected on Zoom, and I asked her, who would you like to speak to in heaven? And the names have been changed to protect my client's privacy, of course. But she said, I'd like to talk to Snickers. And I said, who is Snickers? Snickers is my goat. And I was like, So truthfully, I see cats, I see dogs, I have talked to them, but I have never talked to a goat before. And this wonderful woman, I'll call Jean, had really booked a reading to talk to her goat. So I said, let me do my best for you. And then she explained that she lived on the island of Lanai in Hawaii when it just had that horrific fire. And she had been there for many, many years. She also had a friend that lived next door, and I'll explain more of that. But this lady waited until she could smell the smoke coming down her street because she didn't want to leave her animals. She had 2 goats and 3 cats, and she didn't want to leave them. And then all of a sudden she knew that she had to. And she had this one goat, Snickers, for years. He had been with her since he was a baby, and she really had a bond with all of her animals, but this one in particular because he had to have a lot of help and he was older, and she tried to grab him before she left the house, and Snickers wasn't having it, and he pulled away. And so she came for the reading because she was heartbroken not only about her animals, but she found out after that her friend down the street, who she thought had already left, did not leave and had stayed with her animals. So I tuned into the spirit world and I asked Snickers to join me, and I said, look, I've never talked to a goat before, but let me try for you. So the minute I said, Snickers, are you there? I saw this beautiful, multicolored goat come. And he started talking to me like we were best friends. He gave me evidence of what he liked and what he didn't like and the memories that they had together. He gave me so much evidence. It was really a beautiful thing. He showed me that he had pulled away from her because he was the protector always of the house and the other animals. And he had to stay that day to protect them. So he wanted her to know not to have a regret, that he had stayed there, he had been with the animals. Unfortunately, they had all passed away, but he showed me in heaven that he was with her family members that had already passed. In fact, he named them and everything. So Snickers was okay, and the other animals was okay, and that's what he wanted her to know. And then one of her cats came in and did the same thing for her, showed me what that male cat looked like, and its likes and its dislikes, and really giving evidence that that cat was still around her as well. So they never really leave us. But really wanting to put my client at ease, and because she was so sad that she had to leave her animals behind, that they wanted her to know it's okay. you had to make that decision. The next thing that happened is her neighbor next door joined us and talked to us, and I gave her evidential mediumship of who the next door neighbor was. And she just said to me, I couldn't leave my animals. I had to stay. I made that decision. There was no judgment either way of one decision over another. It was all full of love. And that's what really matters. So a glimpse into heaven really is, you know, I can talk to a goat. I never talked to a goat before, but really a soul is a soul. Whether it's your animal or whether it's your best friend, a soul is a soul, and they're able to communicate and they know what's happening. And that love, that bond will always be there. Now, my client was still feeling bad. She lost her home, her animals, her friend next door, her way of life. But all the angels and all her spirit guides gathered around her for the ending of the reading. And they really gave her this warm, inspirational message of, we need to get that joy back into your life. Remember why you lived on the island. Go put your feet in the sand. Go let that sun shine on your face. Bring the joy of the island back to your heart and know that it is okay. And you know, we're never going to forget what we went through, but they really said, bring the joy and the love back into your heart. And this is what they left her with for closing words. So I just thought that was something that I would share with all of you today. Everyone in heaven is watching over us. Everybody has different decisions to make, and they're yours to make. But they are honored and they are not judged, especially not from heaven. So thank you for joining me today. I hope this has healed a little bit of someone's heart today, because that's what I always hope to do. And I'm just going to leave you with that, and thank you for being here. May God bless everyone.